Hi everybody, I'm Lynn, and I've got my blower with me. I'm out here in the yard working today. I'm gonna take a break and we'll work a little bit on pronunciation. We're going to work on B and V today. Now in English, B and V are really different sounds. We don't have much confusion with those two because we produce them in different ways. What happens is for B almost looks like what our lips do. We put our lips together, B. It's called a bilabial sound because labial means lips, bi means two, bilabial. And V is a labiodental sound because we put our lip with our teeth. V. It's almost as if we're biting our bottom lip. V. And the air comes through there. When we do B, it's like an explosion. Our lips close. B. Now, when you're working on your pronunciation, it might be a good thing to have a mirror with you because then you can look and see if you are producing the sounds. So B, and V. Do you have a mirror? Are your lips moving like mine? B, V. All right, now let's look at some examples to start with. Bubbles. Bubbles, lots of bubbles. Now here I've got a little tub. So you can see that B is always B, no matter whether it's at the beginning of the word, whether it's in the middle of the word, or whether it's at the end of the word. So bubble, we've got B at the beginning and B in the middle. Tub, we've got the B at the end. In each position, our lips go together and we get that explosion. Bubble, tub. All right, you pronounce them. Bubble, tub. If you've got the mirror, check your mirror and see that your lips are going together. We do have one exception in the pronunciation. This is when it comes at the end of the word and the letter directly before it is an M, like in lamb, lamb. We don't pronounce the B. Or in climb. Or a really kind of sad word, bomb. We don't pronounce the B, even if we add an ending to that word, even if we add a suffix to that word, like climbing, we don't pronounce the B. Or the airplane that drops the bombs is a bomber. We don't say bomber, okay? Bomber. So in those cases where we have an M and then a B at the end, we don't pronounce the B. If you do find M and B in the middle of a word, then we do pronounce it, like in the word combination. We have an M and a B in the middle together, and we pronounce both sounds, combination. Now let's work on V. Same thing with V. If we pronounce it at the beginning of the word, in the middle of the word, or at the end of the word, it's always V. Remember, labiodental, V. So for example, vanilla. Vanilla starts with a V, vanilla. And in the middle of a word, shovel, shovel. Again, the, shovel, shovel. We use a shovel to dig. And sometimes when we use a shovel, we might need gloves, gloves. And of course, if we just have one, glove, glove. Just like love, right? It ends in a V. So it doesn't matter if the sound is in the initial position, in the middle position, or the ending position, it will always be V, V. So now let's work on some example sentences. Maybe we'll wear the gloves, or maybe we won't. Let's see. Make sure to listen and repeat as we go through the exercises. I'm wearing my overalls, and the straps have buckles. I'm wearing my overalls, and the straps have buckles. These begonias are full of blossoms. These begonias are full of blossoms. There are a lot of little bubbles in the turquoise tub. There are a lot of little bubbles in the turquoise tub. This vine is climbing up the tree trunk. This vine is climbing up the tree trunk. Today I'm using gloves, a shovel, and a lawnmower. Today I'm using gloves, a shovel, and a lawnmower. I can dig holes with a shovel. I can dig holes with a shovel. It's almost time for a break, don't you think? Let's have some strawberries. This strawberry is very, very delicious. These are very delicious strawberries. This strawberry is very delicious. These are really delicious strawberries. Would you like a bite? Now, the one time that we might have a little confusion between B and V is when we're talking on the phone. Somebody doesn't understand an address or letters. We can make the distinction by saying B as in boy or B as in Bravo and V as in Victor, V as in Victor. But usually when we hear words, we hear them distinctly. We hear the V, labial, dental, right? Labial, dental, and the B, bilabial, bilabial. In English, we say biology. We don't say B, we say biology, biopsy, those kind of words. So if you see BI in English and it means two, or it means life, like in biology, say bi, don't say B. All right, I hope you like this little pronunciation video. It's the first one that I've done. Pronunciation of American English is one of my favorite things. I taught it for many, many years, but as some of you may know, I'm now retired and I'm thinking of doing more of these videos. So if you like this video and you want to put a like down below, please do that. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you can do that as well. And if you have questions, if you have comments, if there are things about pronunciation that you'd like to hear more about, type those down in the comments below and let me know, and I'll try and respond to those in the future. So thank y'all for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Again, work on your pronunciation, get out your mirror, look at your lips, what's happening when you do that. All right? Okay, take care.